How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Pete's Carport. In front of me is my 2006 Jaguar XJ8L, and it's been my daily driver now for about 6 to 8 months. I've probably put around 11,000 miles on it, and during those 11,000 miles, I've really had no issues. But recently, I've been getting a misfire and a start and stall. It's kind of a strange one, and at first I thought there was something majorly wrong, but I cycled the key a few times and got it to start up, so I kind of knew it was going to be fuel related. My original assumption was possibly the fuel injectors were dirty, so I did put some fuel cleaner in it, and honestly that actually helped a tremendous amount. Whenever I put the fuel cleaner in it and filled the tank, I felt like it actually drove a lot better. No hesitation, no stuttering, because I was starting to get that too. But the issue keeps coming back, and now my check engine light is staying on. Before I'd get the check engine light on, I could either clear it or it would clear itself. So I want to kind of show you guys what all those symptoms were, tell you about them, and then show you guys what I'm getting on my check engine. I do have my scanner hooked up so I can show you guys the codes that I'm getting, and I'm getting a fuel rail system pressure too low in bank 1 and a fuel rail system pressure too high in bank 1. Kind of tells me that there's a possibility the filter is blocking off the flow, and then it's releasing that and the car's pulling in too much fuel, and that's why I'm getting a check engine. I'm getting stuttering. Whenever I clear the codes after I get it started, which like I said, I cycle the key to kind of get the fuel pump to kick on, push some of the stuff through that fuel filter, and then I feel like I can start it up, no issues. I might get some hesitation, I might get a little bit of misfire, but typically if I have the scanner hooked up, I can clear the codes, it goes back to normal for at least 20 or 30 miles of driving. I want to eliminate this. So lately I've really been turning to changing out fuel filters in these older cars with the crappy gas out there. It's something that's probably completely neglected and forgotten about on a lot of these cars. So I'm guessing it has been either a very long time or never for this fuel filter to be changed out. This car has 190,000 miles on it, so if it has never been changed out, that's obviously a major concern and a major problem. So even if it's not that, I definitely want to do it. So this was very inexpensive. I think it was like 25 bucks at Advance Auto. I ended up getting a discount because they have a discount online. I'll leave you guys a link to that, as well as the part number here from CarQuest 86481. I did a little research before this, but I've never changed the fuel filter out on this car. It is going to be located, from what I read, up underneath our driver's side. There's a panel. We'll have to take some bolts off, and up under there is going to be your fuel filter. I do hate doing fuel filters because you almost guaranteed you're going to get fuel all over you, so I'm going to try my best not to. I'm going to clamp down the hoses, and hopefully we can get this thing changed out pretty quick, and it fixes the problem, and hopefully it fixes a problem for many of you guys out there too, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have never changed this out, and it might need to be done. Without further ado, let's get started. I'll fill you in as we go. All right, guys, so went ahead and jacked the car up, got jack stands in place. I went ahead and put the jack over there with an extra jack stand because I didn't want to block this panel, because our fuel filter, from what I know, is right up under here. And you've got some 10mm bolts to take out. Go ahead. See how many we got to take out before we can pull this panel back far enough to at least see the fuel filter, if not remove it. I think there's one actually up front here too that I gotta get to. And I can move this jack since it's just an extra one I placed. And I think there's one. Doesn't seem to be coming off. That's weird. All right, let me take a look at this and I'll fill you guys in. And we've got access. Our fuel filter is right up under there. There is a cover for the fuel filter, which is really nice. This cover was able to come down once I got this little nut here, which was located up in this circular area here, and that last little nut right there came off. There's a little post that it goes on. Don't know why it wasn't coming off at first, but I pulled down on it and got it to come loose. It is a plastic nut, so it could be stripped internally, but that's all you really need to be able to pull this panel down. These are not soft lines, so I'm gonna probably get a lot of fuel on me. Just be very careful, because could be fuel pressure built up when you're taking this off. I usually just loosen it up, let any fuel pressure that's in there get kind of released. and then I go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera. We're gonna take this plate off, which I think are also 10 millimeters, and then get our fuel filter out of there. Let me see what size these are on the end here. All right, so it's a 16 millimeter, and ironically, I only have one opened end wrench, and it's one that I cut to kind of fit into an area a while back. But, you know, you can use a crescent wrench like this. So I'll go ahead and get that set on one side. And like I said, I'm just gonna crack it slowly, just to make sure I release any fuel pressure. And it seems to be coming off pretty easily. No fuel yet. This side's very easy to get off. Got that side off. This one's actually coming off by hand too. Hopefully this is one of the easiest fuel filters I've ever had to change, because usually I have issues with those threads, and that came off so easily. Let me grab the new filter so I can slide it in after I pull that one out. All right, there is an in and out on the filter, so make sure you got your in and then your out facing towards the engine. Try to eliminate as much fuel loss as we can. Get that one connected. Slide that one in. This has got to be the easiest fuel filter I have ever changed. They really got it set up nicely where you can't accidentally angle the thread like on a lot of cars. I know a lot of the Mercedes I have, you have to really get the perfect angle so you don't strip your threads into it. Now all I got to do is tighten that up, put the cover back on, and we can start her up. I can't believe how easy that was. You know what, I almost forgot. Let's go ahead and take a look at the fuel that is in this filter. So we're gonna go out this side here. Now this bucket's, oh yeah, look how dirty that is. This thing was definitely clogging up no matter what. So always good to change these out, especially when you don't know the history of the vehicle. Watch how much cleaner this fuel will probably be if I can get it to come out. So that's the other side of the filters. So guys, before we go ahead and put everything back together, I wanna make sure we don't have any leaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and cycle the ignition and then start it up. And we're gonna check to make sure we don't have any fuel leaks. And I don't suspect any. Go ahead and cycle the fuel pump a few times to let fuel go to the engine. Started right up. And now let's go ahead and check to make sure we don't have any leaks. None on that side, and nothing looking like on that side. So we're nice and clean. Now we can shut her down, put the panels back up in there, and call it a day. So my goal now is to clear the codes, drive it around for a couple of days, make sure I don't have any of the remaining issues, so I can tell you guys that that will solve your issue, or at least be one of the culprits, if not the only culprit. If you've got the same issues I have, or one of those codes like the too lean or the fuel pressure too high, that could be created through a clogged fuel filter. So there could be other things that can create that, but this could definitely be one of the main culprits. It's something people ignore, like I said, and it's such an easy, inexpensive thing to change. I couldn't believe this thing took me about maybe 10 minutes while filming to change out. So you guys can do it. It's very easy, minimal tools required. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and drive her around for a couple of days. I'll fill you in at the end of this video, and hopefully nothing comes back. Let's see. So guys, it's a few days later, and I'm happy to say the car is driving absolutely amazing. No issues at all starting, and the best part of all, no check engine light or codes coming up. So it definitely fixed the problem, and I really hope this helps somebody out there having the same issue I had. You guys have an awesome day, a blessed week, and I'll catch you on the next video.